Gentlemen, let me share something that might change the way you think about your morning forever. That sluggish feeling, the fading energy, the quiet frustration you experience when your body doesn't respond the way it used to, none of that has to do with how many candles were on your last birthday cake. Age is not the enemy here. The real saboteur might be hiding in plain sight, right there on your breakfast table. And most men over 60 have no idea they're feeding it to themselves every single morning. In my years as a urologist, I've watched the same pattern unfold hundreds of times. Men walk into my office convinced their best days are behind them, that their bodies have simply given up. But when I look at their morning routines, I see something different. I see a silent mistake being repeated day after day. 8 out of 10 seniors I meet are starting their mornings with foods that quietly strangle blood flow to the muscles that matter most, sometimes before they've even finished their first cup of coffee. Your breakfast is not just about filling your stomach. It's either a prescription for vitality or a slow drain on the very circulation that keeps your pelvic region strong, responsive, and ready. Here's the part that might surprise you. There are 4 simple foods, ordinary ingredients you can find in any grocery store, that have the power to reboot your circulation naturally. No expensive supplements, no prescriptions, no complicated programs, just real food used the right way, at the right time of day. I'm Dr. Rachael Ross. For more than a decade, I've dedicated my practice to helping men over 60 reclaim the energy, strength, and confidence they thought was gone forever. And what I've learned is that the answer is rarely found in a pharmacy. It's usually found in the kitchen. Today, I'm going to reveal 4 specific breakfast foods that can transform your circulation, strengthen your pelvic muscles, and restore the vitality you've been missing. These are foods so simple that you could add them to your morning routine tomorrow and start noticing a difference within days. We're talking about warmer extremities, steadier energy, fewer cramps, and yes, a renewed sense of capability that extends into every area of your life. Now, here's something important. The 4th food I'm going to share has produced noticeable improvements in my patients in as little as 5 to 7 days. Imagine waking up 1 week from now feeling more alive, more energized, and more confident than you have in years. Before we dive in, make sure you're subscribed to this channel and tap the notification bell so you never miss practical health information designed specifically for men your age. And if this topic resonates with you, type the word ready in the comments below. If you're still skeptical, type maybe. I read every single comment and I'll answer as many questions as I can in future videos. Stay with me until the very end, because the most powerful circulation booster is coming last. And believe me, you don't want to miss it. Let's start with something most men completely overlook when they think about breakfast: spinach. I know it doesn't sound exciting. It's not fancy. It's not some exotic superfood shipped from halfway around the world. But for men over 60 who want stronger blood flow and more responsive muscles, spinach deserves a permanent place on your morning plate. Here's why. Spinach is one of nature's richest sources of dietary nitrates. When you eat spinach, your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, the master molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and open wide. When your arteries relax, blood moves freely. When blood moves freely, oxygen and nutrients reach every corner of your body, including the pelvic muscles that control strength, stability, and performance. Most men wake up after 7 or 8 hours of fasting. During that time, blood flow naturally slows. Your muscles, including the pelvic floor, are waiting for that first surge of oxygenated blood to jumpstart the day. If you feed your body processed cereal or sugary pastries, you're giving it nothing useful. But if you give it spinach, you're sending a direct signal to your arteries. Open up, let the blood through, get this body moving. I remember a patient named Gerald, 68 years old, a retired accountant who came to see me complaining of constant fatigue and that cold, heavy feeling in his legs that made walking uncomfortable. He'd been eating the same breakfast for 30 years, white toast with margarine and a glass of orange juice from concentrate. I asked him to try something different. Instead of toast, I suggested a simple morning scramble with 2 eggs and a generous handful of fresh spinach sautéed in olive oil. Nothing complicated, nothing time-consuming. Within 10 days, Gerald called my office. His voice was lighter, almost surprised. He said the heaviness in his legs had lifted. His morning walks felt easier. And something else had changed too, something he hadn't expected. He felt more alert, more present, more capable. That's what happens when you give your body the raw materials it needs to produce nitric oxide first thing in the morning. Science confirms what Gerald experienced. Research published in major cardiovascular journals has shown that dietary nitrates from leafy greens can improve blood vessel function within hours of consumption, not weeks, not months. Hours. The beauty of spinach is how versatile it is. Blend it into a morning smoothie with banana and almond milk, and you'll barely taste it. Sauté it with garlic and olive oil alongside your eggs. Toss it raw into a breakfast wrap with avocado and tomato. However you choose to eat it, you're making a deposit into your circulation account before the day has even begun. Tomorrow morning, instead of reaching for that box of cereal, ask yourself a simple question. Do I want a breakfast that fills me up or one that fuels me where it matters most? Now let's talk about a food that deserves far more attention than it gets. Pumpkin seeds. Some people call them pepitas. Whatever you call them, these small, unassuming seeds are packed with nutrients that directly support blood flow, muscle strength, and male vitality. Here's what makes pumpkin seeds special. They contain one of the highest concentrations of zinc found in any food. Zinc is critical for testosterone production, and testosterone is critical for maintaining muscle mass, energy levels, and that overall sense of drive and capability that defines how you feel as a man. But pumpkin seeds don't stop there. They're also rich in magnesium, a mineral that helps relax blood vessel walls and supports healthy muscle contractions. When your blood vessels can relax properly, circulation improves. When circulation improves, your pelvic muscles get the oxygen they need to stay strong and responsive. On top of that, pumpkin seeds contain plant sterols that help manage cholesterol levels, keeping your arteries cleaner and more flexible over time. I had a patient named Walter, 71 years old, a former construction worker who prided himself on being tough as nails. He came to me frustrated because despite still being active, he was experiencing muscle cramps at night that woke him up and left him exhausted the next day. His energy had dropped. His confidence had faded. He felt like his body was betraying him. When I looked at his diet, I noticed something missing. Almost no zinc, almost no magnesium. His breakfast was coffee and a store-bought muffin, practically empty calories. I suggested a simple change. Every morning, add a quarter cup of raw pumpkin seeds to whatever he was already eating. Sprinkle them on oatmeal. Toss them into yogurt. Eat them by the handful alongside his coffee. Within 3 weeks, Walter reported something remarkable. The nighttime cramps had almost disappeared. His energy was steadier throughout the day. And he noticed something else, something that made him grin when he told me. He felt stronger in ways he hadn't felt in years. More capable, more confident, more like himself. That's the power of giving your body the minerals it's been missing. Studies published in nutrition journals confirm that zinc deficiency is surprisingly common in older men and is directly linked to lower testosterone levels, weaker immune function, and reduced muscle performance. By adding pumpkin seeds to your breakfast, you're addressing potential deficiencies before they become problems. The easiest way to incorporate them is to keep a jar of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds right next to your coffee maker. Every morning, grab a small handful and eat them alongside whatever else you're having. It takes 10 seconds. The benefits build over weeks and months. So tomorrow morning, give those little green seeds a chance. They might be small, but their impact on your circulation and strength is anything but. Now let's talk about a combination I call the endurance bowl: quinoa and blueberries. This pairing might sound unusual for breakfast, but for men over 60 who want sustained energy and protected blood vessels, it's one of the smartest choices you can make. Let me explain why. Quinoa is unique among grains because it's a complete protein. That means it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to maintain and rebuild muscle tissue. After 60, preserving muscle mass becomes critical. You're naturally losing muscle at a rate of 1 to 2% per year unless you actively work to prevent it. The pelvic floor muscles are no exception. They need a steady supply of amino acids to stay strong. By starting your day with quinoa, you're giving those muscles the building blocks they need before the day even begins. But quinoa offers more than just protein. It's also rich in fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar levels and prevents the spikes and crashes that leave you feeling drained by mid-morning. Stable blood sugar means stable energy. Stable energy means you can show up fully for whatever your day demands. Now, when you add blueberries to that quinoa, something remarkable happens. Blueberries are packed with anthocyanins, the compounds that give them their deep purple color. Research has shown that anthocyanins have a direct protective effect on blood vessel walls. They reduce inflammation, improve arterial flexibility, and support the endothelium, the inner lining of your arteries that controls how easily blood flows. One study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that eating blueberries regularly was associated with significantly better vascular function in older adults. Participants showed measurable improvements in how their arteries responded to blood flow within just weeks of adding blueberries to their diet. I think of a patient named Raymond, 66 years old, a retired teacher who complained that his mornings felt like wading through mud. By 10 o'clock, he was ready for a nap. His circulation was sluggish, his energy inconsistent, and his confidence in his own body had taken a serious hit. I suggested he replace his usual bagel and cream cheese with a simple endurance bowl. Half a cup of cooked quinoa, topped with a handful of fresh blueberries, a drizzle of honey, and a sprinkle of cinnamon. 4 weeks later, Raymond came back to my office, looking like a different man. He told me his energy had stabilized. No more mid-morning crashes. His walks felt easier, his breathing deeper, and he'd noticed something he hadn't expected: better circulation to his extremities, warmer hands and feet, and a subtle but unmistakable return of strength in areas he thought had gone quiet forever. The beauty of the endurance bowl is how easy it is to prepare. Cook a batch of quinoa at the start of the week. Store it in the refrigerator. Each morning, scoop some into a bowl, microwave it for a minute, and top it with blueberries and whatever else you enjoy. The whole process takes less than 5 minutes, and the benefits last all day. If you want sustained energy, protected arteries, and stronger muscles, this combination delivers on all 3 fronts. Give it a try tomorrow morning and notice how your body responds. Now we arrive at the food I've been building toward, the one that has given my patients the fastest, most noticeable results: beetroot. Most men think of beetroot as something you push to the edge of your plate, a garnish, an afterthought. But for men over 60 who want stronger circulation, more responsive muscles, and renewed confidence, beetroot deserves center stage at your breakfast table. Here's why it's so powerful. Beetroot contains the highest concentration of natural dietary nitrates of almost any food you can eat. When those nitrates enter your system, your body converts them into nitric oxide within hours. Not days, hours. Nitric oxide is the chemical signal that tells your blood vessels to relax and widen. When they do, blood flows freely, carrying oxygen and nutrients exactly where they're needed, including to the pelvic muscles that control strength, stability, and performance. This isn't theory. This is documented science. Research published in journals like Circulation Research and the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition has confirmed that beetroot consumption leads to measurable improvements in blood vessel function, often within just 2 to 3 hours of eating it. For men over 60, this matters enormously. As we age, the endothelium, the inner lining of our arteries, becomes less efficient at producing nitric oxide on its own. Blood vessels get stiffer, circulation slows. The first areas to feel the impact are the smallest arteries, including those that supply the pelvic region. Beetroot essentially bypasses this problem by providing a direct source of the raw materials your body needs to produce nitric oxide. Let me tell you about a patient named Douglas, 69 years old, a retired pilot who came to me feeling defeated. He'd tried everything: supplements, medications, expensive programs that promised results and delivered nothing. He was cold all the time. His energy was unpredictable, and he'd noticed a troubling decline in responsiveness that had shaken his confidence to its core. When I reviewed his diet, I saw the same pattern I see in so many men: No nitrate-rich foods whatsoever. His breakfast was toast and coffee. Lunch was a sandwich. Dinner was meat and potatoes. Nothing wrong with any of that individually, but nothing that supported nitric oxide production either. I asked Douglas to try one thing, a morning beetroot smoothie. Half a cup of cooked or raw beetroot blended with orange juice, a banana, and a scoop of Greek yogurt. Simple, fast, delicious. By day 4, Douglas called my office. His feet were warm for the first time in months. By day 7, his energy had stabilized. He felt sharper, more alert, more present. And by the end of the second week, he noticed something that brought tears to his eyes. Responsiveness had returned in ways he thought were gone forever. He told me, I didn't just get my circulation back, I got myself back. That's the power of giving your body the right fuel at the right time. Beetroot works fast because the nitrate to nitric oxide conversion happens quickly. Unlike supplements that take weeks to build up, beetroot delivers results you can feel almost immediately, and the benefits compound over time. The more consistently you consume it, the more flexible and responsive your arteries become. Adding beetroot to breakfast doesn't have to be complicated. Blend it into a smoothie. Grate it raw over oatmeal or yogurt. Juice it for a concentrated shot. Roast it the night before and slice it cold over a morning salad. Find the method that works for you and make it a daily habit. For men over 60, beetroot isn't optional. It's essential. Now that you know the 4 foods, spinach, pumpkin seeds, quinoa with blueberries, and beetroot, let me explain the science behind why they work so powerfully together. Understanding the biology will help you see why these aren't just healthy options, but targeted tools for protecting your circulation as you age. After 60, several changes occur inside your vascular system. The endothelium, the delicate inner lining of your arteries, becomes less efficient at producing nitric oxide. This is the molecule that signals your blood vessels to relax and allow blood to flow freely. With less nitric oxide, your vessels stay constricted. Blood moves more slowly, pressure builds, and the smallest arteries, including those feeding your pelvic region, are the first to feel the impact. At the same time, years of exposure to inflammation, oxidative stress, and cholesterol accumulation cause your arterial walls to stiffen. Think of it like a garden hose left out in the sun for years. It doesn't flex the way it used to. Water doesn't flow as smoothly. That stiffness makes it harder for blood to reach the muscles that matter most. There's also the issue of muscle atrophy. After 60, men lose muscle mass at a rate of approximately 1 to 2% per year if they're not actively maintaining it. The pelvic floor muscles, which are critical for stability, control, and intimate function, are especially vulnerable. Without adequate protein and mineral intake, these muscles weaken. Without good blood flow, they don't receive the oxygen and nutrients they need to rebuild. This is where the 4 breakfast foods come together. Spinach and beetroot flood your system with dietary nitrates that convert directly into nitric oxide, opening your blood vessels and improving flow within hours. Pumpkin seeds deliver zinc and magnesium, minerals that support testosterone production, muscle relaxation, and healthy nerve function. Quinoa provides complete protein, giving your muscles the amino acids they need to maintain mass and strength. Blueberries offer anthocyanins that protect your arterial walls from inflammation and keep them flexible over time. When you combine these foods into your morning routine, you're not just eating breakfast. You're running a targeted intervention on your vascular system. You're telling your body to open up, deliver nutrients, protect the arteries, and rebuild the muscles. That's the science, and that's why this approach works. Now let's talk about the breakfast mistakes that undermine everything we've just discussed. These are the habits that quietly sabotage circulation for most men over 60. Mistake number 1, starting the day with a sugar spike. That bowl of frosted cereal, the pastry from the bakery, the sweetened yogurt with fruit on the bottom, these foods cause your blood sugar to surge rapidly, then crash. That cycle triggers inflammation in your blood vessels. Over time, repeated sugar spikes stiffen your arteries and reduce their ability to respond to nitric oxide. Mistake number 2, relying on refined carbohydrates without protein. White bread, bagels, pancakes made from white flour. These foods digest quickly, flood your bloodstream with glucose, and leave you hungry again within an hour. Without protein, your muscles don't get the amino acids they need to stay strong. Your pelvic floor pays the price. Mistake number 3, eating processed breakfast meats. Bacon, sausage, and ham are high in saturated fat, sodium, and the wrong kind of nitrates. These stress your cardiovascular system, raise blood pressure, and accelerate arterial stiffness. They may taste satisfying, but they work against everything you're trying to achieve. Mistake number 4, skipping breakfast entirely. Some men believe that fasting until lunch will help their health, but after 60, going without that morning nutrient boost can backfire. Your muscles wake up needing fuel. Without it, your body starts breaking down muscle tissue for energy. The pelvic floor weakens. Energy becomes inconsistent. Mistake number 5, neglecting hydration. After a night's sleep, you wake up mildly dehydrated. If your first action is drinking coffee without water, your blood is thicker and harder to pump. Circulation to your extremities, including your pelvic region, suffers before the day has even started. The fix isn't complicated. Replace refined carbs with fiber-rich whole foods. Swap processed meats for plant proteins or nitrate-free alternatives. Add foods rich in healthy fats, zinc, magnesium, and dietary nitrates. Drink a full glass of water before your first cup of coffee. Make breakfast a deliberate, circulation-friendly choice instead of an afterthought. Here's a simple 7-day breakfast rotation to keep things practical. Monday, scrambled eggs with a generous handful of sautéed spinach and a quarter cup of pumpkin seeds on the side. Tuesday, endurance bowl with quinoa, blueberries, a drizzle of honey, and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Wednesday, beetroot smoothie with orange juice, banana, and Greek yogurt, plus a handful of pumpkin seeds. Thursday, spinach and avocado breakfast wrap with a side of fresh blueberries. Friday, oatmeal topped with quinoa flakes, pumpkin seeds, and grated raw beetroot. Saturday, vegetable scramble with spinach, tomato, and onion, served alongside a small glass of beetroot juice. Sunday, full endurance bowl with quinoa, blueberries, sliced banana, and a handful of pumpkin seeds on top. Notice how most of these meals combine at least 2 of the 4 power foods. That's intentional. They work even better in combination. Spinach and eggs give you nitrates plus protein. Beetroot and pumpkin seeds deliver nitric oxide support plus zinc. Quinoa and blueberries provide muscle fuel plus vascular protection. Preparation is simple. Cook quinoa in bulk at the start of the week and refrigerate it. Keep a jar of pumpkin seeds next to your coffee maker. Roast beetroots in batches on Sunday so they're ready to grab all week. Wash and store spinach so it's always within reach. And remember, timing matters. Try to eat within an hour of waking. Your blood vessels are most responsive during this window, so the nutrients you provide have maximum impact. Gentlemen, you now have 4 powerful tools in your hands: spinach, pumpkin seeds, quinoa with blueberries, and beetroot. These aren't exotic superfoods from distant lands. They're affordable, accessible, and sitting in your local grocery store right now. But used correctly, they can transform the way your body moves blood, fuels muscle, and supports confidence after 60. Your breakfast is more than just a meal. It's a message to your body. It tells your arteries whether to open wide or stay constricted. It tells your muscles whether they'll receive the nutrients they need or struggle through the day on fumes. And here's the truth that matters most. You don't need a complete diet overhaul to see results. You just need to start tomorrow morning. Choose one of these foods. Prepare it in a way you'll enjoy. Make it a consistent part of your routine. Over time, layer in the others. If you stay consistent, you can expect warmer hands and feet, fewer sudden cramps, stronger pelvic muscles, more stable energy throughout the day, and a quiet, steady return of confidence in every sense of the word. I've seen men in their late 70s and 80s experience transformations they never thought possible simply by committing to this morning ritual. You have the same opportunity starting right now. So here's my challenge. Tomorrow morning, choose deliberately. Within an hour of waking, give your body one of these proven circulation boosters. Keep a note of how you feel, not just tomorrow, but after a week, after a month. The changes will speak for themselves. If this information helped you today, tap like so more men can discover these solutions. Share it with a friend who might benefit. and subscribe to this channel because I'm committed to bringing you practical, science-backed health strategies designed specifically for men over 60. Type ready in the comments if you're taking action. Type maybe if you're still considering it. I read every single response. If you have questions about your health, drop them below. I'll address as many as I can in future videos. Your next chapter doesn't begin in a doctor's waiting room. It begins at your breakfast table tomorrow morning.